Really excited about my guest today. We have an incredible designer, David Rios, who is an eclectic designer with an eye for fusing modern mid-century and unique minimalistic styles together. Now, he's been selling, flipping, and designing homes in the Los Angeles, Orange County, and Palm Springs area for nearly 25 years. His clients absolutely love him, and he loves bringing the dreams of his clients to life. He's described as his clients as being incredibly talented, passionate, with a wild personality and an incredible heart. David Rios has a style all his own. Welcome, David. How are you?
How are you? Thank you for this opportunity. I'm excited to be asked to be here, and hopefully I can share my tips, my ideas, just to bring more enlightenment to your design, your real estate needs, and everything you can possibly think of all in one.
Excellent. Well, David, you're a legend in this area, and I'm in LA, and I hear about you all the time, and you're just amazing. And I thought, you know what, this is a guy I really want to have on my podcast. I know you're big on Instagram.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
David,
it's a lot of work, but I keep up.
Well, you do a good job. What are the market trends in the Palm Springs area or Southern California right now?
So right now, it's number one in the nation as far as it used to be a vacation rentals destination. Now it's in sales. And the reason for that being is COVID has shaken up all these multimillionaires from the Coachella Valley to San Diego to New York, Chicago, all the tech industry in San Francisco. People are now able to get away from the traffic and come down here where I believe it's like one of the only places in the world where all the stars align. So there's energy, there's so many things that are bringing people to the city. In addition to that, it's the richness of the history, and people just want to have that premium, that small little intimate area, but having some really cool designs to go along with it, because Palm Springs is all about the history.
It is. I used to go there in high school. We had a saying in high school. It was right before Sonny Bono came in. And it was called "Come on Vacation, Leave on Probation." And that was in the 80s.
True.
That was in the 80s. Yeah. And then Sonny Bono came in and said, "We will have no more spring break in Palm Springs." But it was fun.
When I started designing and developing in Palm Springs, I went back to the history, because that was my general market. Is these high-end clienteles come down here because they want the enrichment, but they also want to bring back the originality of how the houses were structured, made, who were the famous architects in that time. And if you can keep it period correct, you're going to get a higher premium on your resale value.
That's great. David, how do you help your clients invest in their future?
So I start with the whole game plan. A lot of people just want to, have a secondary home and so forth. What I do is I sit them down and I talk about their kids, talk about where their investments is, how to multiply it by 50%. And a lot of people say 50%, David, how is that possible? Yeah. So there's a huge niche here in Palm Springs, which is the vacation rental market. Yes. If you know how to design it very well, it's going to blow your mind on what you can receive weekly, monthly, but yet get this, daily, per day at a home in Palm Springs. It's all based off of the design, what amenities you're offering. And I think about this. We spend tons of money. We do tons of research on staying at these resorts. Right. Why can't we make each home look like a resort and bring in all these amenities so that you never have to leave and you can bring two families? Right now, the biggest thing that I kind of want to shake up the whole world and tell them right now is it's all about numbers. It's a numbers game all day. Yes. Are we buying at a high market? It's not even about that. It's about what is your monthly payment? What is your monthly payment? How much can you get it rented for? And right now is the time that we open our mouths and talk to our family members and ask them for co-signing to go in with partnerships. Right. It's not about, just doing it on your own. The people that are wealthy right now are people that did it with multiple people. That's right. Why they develop corporations. So if you can team up with your family members, friends, coworkers, even roommates to buy a property out here or anywhere, you'll prevail.
It's a good market. David, let me ask you, how did your upbringing kind of shape who you are today?
I love that question. So my upbringing, that is so perfect, because that's the person that I want to be tangible to everybody. Yeah. I was five kids in a 1-bedroom on welfare, had parents that were teenagers and so forth. So I had a very hard struggle. However, I seen nice things in life, and that's what I was drawn to. I knew that I was creative. I didn't have much, school or education behind me because no one was really pushing me that. But I knew I had creativity. And when I would walk into a property, I wished that a wall was gone or an open floor plan. And that's me at like 8 and 7 years old. So for me, I just knew that there was money in my creation. And that's how I turned it into the whole design aspect of it.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's great. So David, I ask, really like-minded people, top producers, and people who are shaking up their occupation. What's your morning routine?
Morning routine is I get called starting at 6 a.m. I have about 45 employees that do all the design work, and the contractors and so forth. So I take a bunch of calls answering from Home Depot and Lowe's, answers those, and then I go straight into meditation. After meditation, straight to the gym. If I don't get the gym in the morning, it just blows my whole entire day off. But it allows me to answer emails on the treadmill. It allows me to have a clear mind, and it makes the physicality is huge. If you feel good within your own body, you're going to be able to present something. And if you are your walking business, real estate agents are immobile, and your face is everything, your body is everything, because they want us to have a showmanship, if you will. So in that has to be dedication, and you have to fit some type of cardio or some type of workout to release stress. And really be a product of you. You're your walking image. You are your walking branding. You are branding yourself. So how good do you look? It's a statement, and you've got to make it with yourself.
So everybody, did you hear the great David Rios? So everyone, you guys know, we all say the same thing. Every podcast you hear, we all say the same thing. I work out every morning. I meditate every day. I have my positive affirmations. David, let me ask you, do you have any positive affirmations that you say?
I do. My biggest thing is, number one is build what you love. Build what you love, because that's your passion, that's your love. Love is such a big word. And when you incorporate that into your life every single day, you will elevate. My other biggest saying is live for today and plan for tomorrow. And that is for all ages. And with me, you haven't missed the boat. But if you live for today, and today's just, you're not living on your means, but you're planning for tomorrow, that tomorrow affects so many people. It's your future, it's your mentality. But living for today, don't think about 10 years down the line and 5 years down the line, because the average person, your goals will change in the next year.
100% correct. David, can the way someone decorates their home have an effect on their mood?
100%. When I walk into a home, I can tell specifically just on the living room who they are, what their travels are, how are they, their mentality, based off of just a living room. So when I walk in, I want to know who you are. Show me, are you family oriented? Are you very clean? If you're a hot mess, then you're a hot mess.
Yeah.
But this is I think the changing of a home, getting rid of a lot of things, shifting. You don't have to actually have everything all in one area. Shift your own furniture around in every room, and put your stuff that's in your master bedroom inside your living room. Switch around tables, furniture. Add in some accent pillows that brings color, life, texture. These are small things. Plants. And if you can't keep a plant alive, go to Home Goods and get a silk plant. But these are the things that really will make you feel happy when you come home. Oh, and the biggest thing is this. Yes. Make your bed every single day. You could have a stressful day. You come home, you see your bed made. It's like going to a hotel. You are in such a good mood because you already know that you have good sheets. Yes. It's already made. And that's one thing you want to just decrease when you come home, is to have a beautiful bed. And spend some money on them damn sheets. Don't be cheap with the sheets,
David, how can someone maximize their investment, with, let's say, ADUs or vacation rentals?
Easy. My biggest thing is, I want to teach everybody, your first home is your retirement. Yeah. It is not your forever home. So if you can talk to your wife or your spouse, your significant other, and let them know that the first purchase we're looking for, can we visualize two people, two families living in this one compound? Well, it's not a compound. If you have a detached garage, that's a compound. If you have a detached garage, that's an ADU. If you have a detached garage, that's your kids' tuition, your retirement. And we got to think outside the box. So if we can turn a garage into a full working ADU, I already know that's $2,000. And it's easy. And remember this, there's always going to be a market for renters, and rent goes up every single year. So if you disconnect my forever home and understand that your first home is 2 units that'll last you forever. And then if you think about maximizing your retirement, how I do this is, if you're sitting there and you have a ton of equity and your payment is so, oh, my biggest thing is this one: never get a mortgage that you can't have a renter make the full payment, and then you're golden. The minute you have a renter that you already know that can make a $3,500 payment, $4,000 payment, whatever it is, by all means, that's gonna encourage you, number one, to pull money out. Because for me, having equity is like it's a blank piggy bank. You'll never be able to touch it. You'll just sit there forever. And if you're not pulling out your equity to buy another property, you're stagnant. And anybody in this world that's ever been wealthy is they're pulling out their equity, a portion of it, to get another investment, and understanding taxes. And you know what blows my mind is this. So we're doing, we have extensions right now on taxes and so forth. And taxes, your tax preparer should know loans. If they do not know loans, you're doing yourself a disservice. If they don't have a real estate license, if they're not aware of the interest rates, then you need to go somewhere else, because they need to elaborate on what you've done wrong this year, how you need to buy, how you need to co-sign for your son, your daughter, or pull money out for that. And so I think a lot of people are scared. They're leaving California for all the wrong reasons. And if I could sit down with everybody and say, why are you leaving? This is your opportunity to stay here. We can elaborate on so much more thing, and the wealth can only grow. There's only a portion of people that can actually afford California, Orange County, or Southern California, just for that matter. But it's, why are they moving here? Why are you running away from the best weather you'll ever get it? Well, it's about the weather. At the end of the day, it's about the.
It is, but you can afford more than you think. You can afford more than
100%.
And David, you know the old saying. I don't know if you know this saying or not, but I love this saying. People always say, "Well, should I wait to buy real estate?" And you say, "Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait. Buy that real estate and wait, because all you're doing is watching yourself get more money and more money and more money. You're accruing, all that equity because you bought real estate and you just waited and you just watched."
100%. I had, what I had to do is I had to go live on Instagram and be like, here's numbers, you guys. For everybody that was hesitating, whoever told you guys not to buy in 2020, the average person got 14% clear across the board. Now let's take that with the $400,000 loan. Oh my God, that's almost like $70,000 they made in 1 year. Now divide that by 12, you're at $8,000 a month, and that was free money. Let's say you wanted to sell it in 2021, you just made $70,000.
Right.
I mean, that's a full-time job.
That's the thing. So I tell people all the time, I say, look. So everything runs in cycles. I've been doing this for 23 years as well. So when I'm talking to someone, if they say to me, "Brad, look, I want to buy today, but I need to sell in 9 months, or I need to sell in a year," I will tell them, "Look, I'm not sure it's for you, because if you're not planning on riding at least a cycle out, I don't know what's going to happen. The market is really high. So I don't know what can happen in 9 months. And I definitely don't want to cripple someone as well. So if they have the money to be able to rent it out, if they can rent it out, they're good. Buy it, rent it out. But if they say, I need this because I'm going to need my money in a year, that's the only time I'll tell someone, well, not sure this is for you right now.
As a real estate agent, if you're listening to this, how can you elevate yourself? Do yourself a favor and go to the city and get a planned, approved project. It's a list of them, and you already know what's going to be. You can already foresee what's in there, so you can educate your clients, understand who's lost their vacation rental laws, understand who has their vacation rentals, and understand what vacation rentals go for. Mine go for $2,000 a night. A mortgage, an average mortgage right now is $3,500
a month,
taxes, insurance. And it is crazy. If you do the math, I mean, I make no less than $4,000 profit on my lowest vacation rental, and that's receiving $7,000 a month on one house. $7,000. That's a 3-bedroom small home. Yeah. We're talking about it can only go in increments of $20,000 a month. But where are you buying? And who's your demographic? Understanding what are you pitching it to? Or does it look like a resort? Are you getting this attraction? Understanding Instagram, understanding hashtags.
David, that's the biggest thing. You keep saying it looks like a resort. So I just sold the house that I've lived in for 16 years of my life. We made an incredible amount of money. We're extremely happy. And the buyers that came in said, Brad, you know why we love your house so much? Your backyard is like a resort. So David Rios, let me ask you.
Yes.
If you were Marty from Back to the Future and you got in that DeLorean, old David had to get in that DeLorean and wanted to tell young David something, just what would you tell young David to avoid? And what would you tell young David that he's got to do more of?
God, that's, you know what? That's such a good question, but you know what? I kind of, as a child, I already kind of knew. What I can tell people though, have an open heart, be a sponge, take advantage of
you could
every
tell young
single.
David that. You could tell young David that. Be a sponge. Buy
a
Google,
sponge.
buy Amazon, right? Like what buy more of this, buy more of that. But there's got to be something that you made. Did you make any mistakes in life?
I made, yes, I did. I didn't think the market was going to crash in 2007 and 8. And I bought all my family members' homes, and I was giving back, and I tried to help a lot of people that were going through foreclosures, and I lost everything. But then in hindsight, you know what? I looked at my life and I said, hey, who cares if these $1 million estates are going away? I already have a home. I have another car. I will say this, don't buy over your means.
Yeah.
Be comfortable, but don't buy over your means. And I mean, I was under 30 years old buying everything I possibly wanted. I never thought I had 15 employees. I never thought the market was going to crash the way it did. So I would tell young David to take risk. I would tell David to have zero fear, zero fear. And I mean, you're talking about someone that is dyslexic, that has ADD. I didn't take a drug in my life, but I knew that I was creative and I went for it. I've never had fear, because you know what? Once I lost my parents and I had nothing left, all I had was myself. Do I want to live? Do I want to have more in life? Of course I did. And that's what that was my driving force, is coming from nothing, wanting everything. And the minute I have everything, or still don't have anything, I still want to learn. I'm a sponge. I want to learn everything. I want to, if you want to be the most successful real estate agent that you can possibly be, understand everything that encompasses owning a home. Understand taxes, loans, credit, design. That's going to elevate
know your
you.
craft
And never
know what you want to do.
This is just my own opinion. Take it or leave it. When people say you're self-made, you were self-made. Oh my God, no, I'm not. I'm self-driven. I am not self-made. Doors were open. God opened things. People were in my life at a certain time. I either had school or I took advantage of certain things. I'm a collaboration of so many things that allowed me to be successful. I am self-driven. I am not self-made. I never want to take the full responsibility. Like, it's me. No, it's not me. Yes, I have the drive, but I thank people that were in my life. A lot of people are going to hear this podcast, and it's going to touch people in so many different ways. If you see your son or your daughter and they're a little fidgety, or they're multitasking on so many things, do you know how brilliant that is? If we can redirect that ADD or that attention or that mind that's constantly moving, there are successes, and they can only grow from that. It's how you couture them and how you put them in different areas. Don't bring them down with a bunch of medicine and today's give them this pill and that pill. Understand that they're creative and they might have a personality, and that's going to prevail as being a real estate agent, a designer. I love that you said that.
So tell me about now. This is a very sexy name, okay? Tell me about Vibes by David Rios. Vibes by David Rios.
I love that. So what I was thinking is, I present these houses and I make them like the most extreme vacation rental you can possibly have. With that being said, I was like, well, they're going to go get a 20% off of someone else that's going to manage them, but it'll eventually fail because there's no designer behind it. There's no one that's going to keep up these crazy elements. So why not have something that's so unique, so sexy? It's for a market that are trying to get away to be something so different. And that's where Vibes by David Rios came out, because it's a vibe in every move, every room, every back wall, every accent wall, every wallpaper, every, I turn garages into gyms. I want you to feel a certain way all over the house. And if I can make each room an Instagram moment, I've done my job.
That's amazing. That's great. And then you can put out a cologne to go with it and a perfume, and it's all Vibes by David Rios, right? You could brand it.
Speaking of that, we have Daddy Issues, Trust Fund, Dinero, and Brunch. Those are my scent lines. I have candles, and they're very sexy smell. That's why they're Daddy Issues. Feel free. Everything is davidriosdesigns.com. Everything. It's just David Rios everywhere.
How can a listener get a hold of you if they ever want to come to Palm Springs and they want to, or any of the areas, and they need your help? They want to hire you. They need advice. What do they do to get a hold of David Rios?
Follow me on Instagram at David Rios Designs. Go to my YouTube page, David Rios Designs. Go to my website, davidriosdesigns.com, and you will find me. You will track me down. And I'm never too good to speak to someone. Going live on Instagram. I like helping people out. I'm an ambassador for Floor and Decor, Home Depot, Living Spaces. We just taped with them yesterday. So any tips, tools, discounts that I can provide you guys, feel free, use it.
Are you on TikTok as well?
I don't do TikTok, but if you follow my daily stories, I give you more than TikTok, baby. I am so quirky, funny, wild, and you never know what's going to happen to every job site that we go to. I try to go to 10 job sites per day. So
Wow,
you're going to find
good.
My daily stories are super fun, and I'm real. That's all I can say. I'm super real.